more is pharmacodynamic spokesperson Nicole Jennings. She's in our Cape Town studio for us this morning. Nicole, good morning. Explain to us in a little more detail what exactly leisure sickness is.
Good morning. Leisure sickness was first discovered by Dutch researchers at the University of Tilburg. And essentially what it is certain members of society, especially your overachievers and your perfectionists, tend to suffer from this repeatedly. So if you suffer once, you will likely suffer on an annual basis during the holiday season. And you present with flu-like symptoms, and you can also suffer from migraines, muscle aches and nausea.
Okay, so it's got nothing to do with a virus, it's got nothing to do with any kind of bug. Is it just a state of mind that leads you to suffer from something like this?
So there are actually two schools of thought on the topic. There's one theory that suggests that in individuals who have very demanding jobs, the energy and the adrenaline that goes hand in hand with maintaining that pace actually helps the body to keep its defense mechanism up. And then over the holiday season, the immune system is more susceptible to disease. So in those cases, yes, the body is naturally more susceptible to disease in the holiday period because you don't have all that adrenaline that goes hand in hand with, a very demanding job. But then there's a second theory that suggests that there are psychological impacts in individuals that place, a lot of energy in their jobs, and they almost experience a bit of a psychological void when all of a sudden, there is nothing to do, and you have an extended leave period where you don't have all those actions that you consider essential to your daily life.
I mean, I think I'm one of those people because almost always when I go on leave, I inevitably get sick. So I wonder if it's somebody who likes to be in control. Is it somebody who is on their guard all the time? Somebody who has to be on the edge all the time? Would that be somebody who you would sort of class into somebody who's prone to this?
Yes, absolutely. And generally, your overachievers, people who are extremely perfectionistic. And, the ways to just sort of combat this is just to maintain a healthy work-life balance. Taking shorter periods of leave throughout the year, and maybe, taking care to take that lunch break as opposed to just working right through the lunch break and always making yourself available to colleagues so that your body naturally is more able to adjust when all of a sudden, you don't have the job and the control and everything that you're so used to on a daily basis.
Okay, so you're going to present with muscular pain, like you say, nausea, migraine, colds, flu-like symptoms. So how do you treat this? With your normal sort of medication that you would use to treat those things, but not when it comes to leisure sickness, also work when it comes to leisure sickness? Or do you have to change your thinking? Is it a mental change that you actually have to make to be able to get better?
So in this research done by the Dutch University, they actually found that these individuals need to make a significant lifestyle change. That is the only way to effectively address leisure sickness. Of course, maintaining a strong immune system is also important. So regular exercise, taking care of nutrition, considering an immune boosting supplement, all of these things can assist. But ultimately, if you're going to address the cause of the issue, lifestyle change will be necessary. In some cases, it's as simple as a work-life balance, focusing a bit more on hobbies, focusing a bit more on family and friends, and in certain instances, individuals actually have to, change their jobs to deal with this effectively.
Okay, so would there be any point then in taking any kind of medication to relieve this, or would you rather just go and have a yoga session if you're on holiday and you feel you're getting sick, if you're one of these people?
Look, ultimately, it would depend on whether you are presenting as a result of the psychological impact of not having the demands of your daily job anymore. In those cases, it's always advised to rather address the cause than to treat the symptoms. If you are taking medication because you've now developed cold and flu as a result of your immune system taking a knock, you are essentially treating the symptoms of something. But by addressing the cause, which is likely a lack of balance when it comes to maintaining, the social elements and, exercising regularly, etc., as opposed to just treating the symptoms of leisure illness.
How would you know, Nicole, though, whether you are coming down really with flu or whether it is leisure sickness?
So generally, if you are suffering from leisure sickness, as long as the cause, so in most cases a very demanding job, is a part of your life, you will present repeatedly. So if, for example, 1 year you have cold and flu-like symptoms over a holiday period or over a long weekend, it's not necessarily leisure sickness. But if you find yourself repeatedly coming down with these symptoms whenever you take leave or when there's a public holiday and you have an extended weekend, then it is likely that it's a psychological issue and that the cause of it is leisure illness.
Wow, it all makes sense now. Thank you so much. Nicole, I feel a bout of leisure sickness coming on. I feel maybe around Wednesday next week.